What it do, Shawty Waddies? It's your boy Jeremiah Neal, and you know the drill. Welcome to another episode of Cheat Day Chisme. So aggravating. I brought my boy Chad back. What are we going by now that you're all famous and viral on YouTube? What do we?
Well, you already know. You could just call me Money.
That's what it's like. Well, thank goodness I could book you from your luxurious lifestyle now that he just hit 100K subscribers, guys. That is, you already know. I'm so happy for you, but that's a major achievement and something I can't wait to do. So for you to still sit with me and dine with me on Cheat Day Chisme.
Oh, this is my pleasure. This is
my
pleasure.
For him celebrating the 100K, I decided to cook him dinner. I hope this is good.
Which you don't do for anyone, by the way.
I don't cook. I mean, I love to cook, but I don't cook for nobody, y'all. So for me to do this is a really cool thing. But he's vegan, or practicing a vegan lifestyle at the moment, yes. I'll say. Mm-hmm. So I made some vegan pasta and some vegan Italian sausage with some angel hair.
It looks amazing.
Sun-dried tomatoes. We got some cute stuff going on. So we did a little taste test earlier just to make sure that he liked it and he said it was cute. So we're gonna dig in. But before we dig in, do you want to say something you're grateful for?
You know, I am grateful for...
Always up to no good.
No, because I've been up for 36 hours, so as you can see, this is a Red Bull. I don't know if you can see it or not, because sometimes blue and green can be getting chroma keyed out, so if it's reflecting off the little thing. But if you can, last time on our thing, we got the green Perrier.
Oh, yeah. That was a move. That's season 1 realness,
Yeah, exactly.
We were showing you that I was growing and I'm learning and I'm listening.
You're growing.
Well, yeah, that's it. No, I'm getting some muscles.
Your planet pots. I don't see your plants nowhere. You wrong way.
Oh, that too. Well, that too. I've been exploring. Listen, this is what we got to talk about. But he's working, so that's what we're grateful for. I'm grateful, like I said, that you wanted to come over and hang out with me because I told him on the way here, I was like, I didn't think you were gonna say yes because I have this phobia of people in LA when they make it big because it's happened to me, is that they kind of ditch you. And then you said the same thing in the car. You were like, no, that I hate that too. So that's why we're
it's really, because literally that's how we met. That's how we made friends. That's why I said, I just want to hang out with you. I'm not.
So that's cool. I'm grateful to have cool people like that.
I start fighting.
All right.
Okay, I start fighting. Then I'm going to do the Harlem Shake.
Not the Harlem Shake. Can you do the Harlem Shake? Do your best.
Yeah, that's the Harlem Shake.
That is not how I do mine. That is a bankhead bounce. I thought the Harlem Shake was that one.
Do the Harlem dun. I don't really know how it works.
All right, bon appetit. Thank you.
Bon apple tea.
Enjoy.
It's bon appetit.
Ooh. Do you like angel hair pasta? What's your favorite kind of pasta?
So I love penne.
I was
only because Penny Proud from the Proud family. She went by Panay when she got
That's so funny. I was just talking about with someone because their name was a street. And I was like, when I first moved to LA, this is a fun fact for you guys. So when I first moved to LA and I went to La Cienega, that street, and I had the connection that it was La Cienega from the Proud family. La Cienega Boulevard is La Cienega Boulevard here in LA. I was like... And then I was having a breakdown, but it was a happy one. The same thing about, have you ever seen My Push-Up Bra Will Help Me Get My Man Back by Glozell?
Oh, yeah, that's an old one.
And she says, I am on Cahuenga and Lancashire, and then I used to live by there, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's when she
I made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh my God. Those bells come up. Oh my God.
We're OGs, first of all.
Literally, you don't know about Glozell Green. You guys just know Glozell.
When we started doing YouTube, we was doing YouTube, when some of you guys probably were in, preschool.
Oh my God, yes.
So... we've watched a lot of people come up in this YouTube game. All the recent people, these David Dobrik's and stuff, no shade to them because everyone's succeeding. We love that. But there's a lot of people that had to grind and pave the way for it to be as easy as it is for some of these recent people.
Ooh,
and then
this is good.
Well, it's tea, right?
Plant-based thing, but that too. And I was going to tell you, no, because me and my sister, we were actually up the street a few days ago, or it might have been yesterday. Literally, like I said, 36 hours. Everything blended together. Rebecca Black, she was walking in, and people were like, "Oh my God, Rebecca Black and stuff." And then I saw her, but I've known Rebecca since before the whole Friday thing,
Arc music.
And she saw me and she hugged me and was like, "Oh hey," You know what I mean? So that is like when most people be like, how the heck do you know Rebecca Black? But it's like, no, like, it's
been
crazy.
around.
Yeah, when those circles are really like tight and small, especially if you lived in LA. You just
Exactly, and guys, I used to be explaining that to people, and they be like, it's not that they're in disbelief, but I think they honestly like don't believe that it's achievable for us to know or interact with these people that they see marketed and campaigned everywhere. It's like, y'all, they're our neighbors. They go to the same recording studios as us, the same filming studios as us. They just so happen to have that big moment, which is great, and we should celebrate it, but don't be looking at us like we ain't capable of being there too, because we are.
Period. We're not, but we are.
Yeah, like we're there, or we know the people.
Like,
and that's another thing I have a hard time knowing the difference of when to let people know that I like know people. If that makes sense, because I don't like coming off as pretentious or bragging and stuff like that, but at times I like to show people like, no, like, just because you don't see me saying stuff don't mean that I don't be...
So it's kind of like a teetering. So it's kind of like a balance of not like bragging, but then at the same time, this is LA, and at the end of the day, if you don't, then you're not legitimate.
Yeah, you're not going to keep
going, he don't know what
that's a tough part about it.
So now I do it in such a way, like, I don't care. I'll let people know who I know or whatever the case may be. They can take it as bad, but once you really get to know me, I'm not like, I don't care about any of that.
Right.
Unless the check's coming my way.
Right.
So at the end of the day, like, I'll tell you, like, oh, I know this person. I know this person. I saw this person doing coke.
Right.
I'm not going to say anything. Almost did.
It's happening, guys. No, that happened to me. I won't say the person. I won't say the person either, but... I think I might have talked on this with the last video.
These YouTubers gotta give up that stuff.
It wasn't even a YouTuber, it was a Disney Channel star. I was at a club and they were in the VIP booth next to me.
Were they even of age?
No.
Yeah.
They were underage. They were underage of 18 at the time, and they were drinking and doing drugs. And I knew this was a thing, but to see it, you know, in front of my own eyes and being like, oh, okay. I was also offered drugs, and I... at the time declined. I don't know if I would have declined now since I'm so exploratory in my life. But but I was like, this is so... Who is your favorite industry crackhead? That's a good comment. Wait, hold on. Let me finish my statement. So,
I mean, I have a lot.
It was just interesting to see that it was just so like blatant, and it's obvious. But just because it's not documented, that it's okay. But then when it's exposed, and all of a sudden it's taboo. No, everybody needs to keep that same energy. Like, let's address it. If you're gonna let it be okay for the child stars to do it, then you can't freak out when Sally Joe, living in Minnesota, is also experimenting. And because you were telling me about another artist, a more recent artist, that is also practicing drugs. And again, like, okay, that's her life. But when kids that are being influenced by these people are practicing that, you can't send them to jail. You can't reprimand them when the people that they're being influenced by are doing the same thing and they're the same age.
Yeah, you know, it's, I was actually having this conversation earlier, and I was actually having it with some industry people. I'll just go on ahead and say it, with Nicki's producer. You guys know who Nicki Minaj, Nicki Lewinsky, Nicki boss, Nicki the Hard,
Who is retiring?
She's not. But
that's
a whole, yeah. But no, we were actually talking about, because I brought up Lorde and how her first album, right? This is someone who's supposedly 16 years old, comes out, her first album is named Pure Heroin, right? So I'm told on the industry side, you can't have that. Like, that's not gonna sell. I'm too dark. And she can have it plastered in the subways, plastered this, plastered that. Plus, she looked 40 when she came out. What does that mean?
What do you tell me?
That she was doing heroin.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to say that she wasn't that age.
No,
there's
she
a lot of
that age,
but
she was doing. So she exposed. She was
a user,
and that in the industry exploited her because a lot of these young girls and just people in general have the addiction, but because there's such a money and a cash cow, it's like, I'm gonna do this.
Amy
right?
Winehouse,
okay, they ran her into the grave.
Her biggest song here was Rehab,
right.
And that's literally telling.
So that is exactly. So if you think about it,
but how can it not be like, as consumers? How do we not see this? And then how do we still keep feeding into it and letting it happen? Why do we say, oh, it's okay because they should make their own decisions, but like we still. Even with like Whitney Houston, I feel like we fed into her addiction. You know, a little bit. We used to make those jokes.
I had a story about her.
Oh no, I don't know. I don't want to hear. I'm not.
I mean,
she's one of the ones. Like even with the MJ documentary, girl, I was just like,
no.
Why can't we just? I
saw Whitney Houston on drugs.
Okay.
It was about 8 years ago. And I was coming back. I was coming back from Atlanta. I went to Atlanta to go visit my aunt. I was coming back from Atlanta. I was walking to the airport. I saw Bobby Brown and Bobbi Kristina. They were outside of the limo. I looked to the left. The back of the door is open, and I'm like, my mom is talking to Bobby. Everyone's talking to everything. And, like, I kind of shift my body a little bit because I wanted to see if she was in there. And she was. Whitney Houston was, like, literally curled up in fetal position, rocking back and forth, hair looking crazy, everything literally in the limo. So that's, like, it's, like, literally you're either detoxing or on something right now. At the airport, you guys either are about to get on the plane or about... I mean...
See, that's my thing.
So,
it's like,
your husband is there, and mind you.
And the daughter...
Yeah.
R.I.P. to both. Right. I love them so much.
But your husband is there talking perfectly fine. Maybe he's a functioning crackhead. I don't know. But the point is...
It's common. It's second nature.
Why aren't you getting your wife? Like, if you are functioning, clearly he was just on weed or something. He was on something normal and not hard. What she was on, it was crazy.
And she looked like how old were you?
She looked like she weighed like 80 pounds.
A teenager, right? So that must have been a little.
I was literally. It was right before I graduated high school.
Yeah, so that must have been a little much to have to watch. Like,
it was horrible because, especially as an icon, and knowing that, especially in the black community, you see Whitney Houston, it's like seeing Patti LaBelle. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, like you know,
we do value our divas a lot.
We really do.
But okay, so then on the flip side of things, like. Well, we were talking about our favorite industry, crack. I still want to get to that because there's a lot of people that I still... Because even when people be on crack and stuff, or like, have you ever heard this theory? Like, I think schizophrenic people are not crazy. Like, anyone that's suffering from those type of disorders, I honestly feel like they do be seeing spirits and talking to people and stuff like that, and we're the ones that just don't see it.
There's a few YouTubers who are schizophrenic. One of them being Heartbeat.
Okay, Of course, you would know Heartbeat. That's so. Oh wow! Talk about OGs. Every time we come across each other at YouTube, it's always a mood. So we gotta reconnect or something like that. We gonna come do it. But it's so. And I don't want to say it's common, but it's more common than we think. Yeah, it's diagnosed as this like. Taboo thing.
That's
it's
what
like
they want you to think, but she's functioning just. I think she came out about it, and I was like, dang, I would have never known. So yeah. Different levels. It's like you can be autistic, you can be more on the higher that spectrum, or
that's how I know that that is not what it is. Because fun fact, y'all. In my freshman year of college, my college friends gonna love this story. My roommate, his name was Vincent, and he had Asperger's. He was autistic. And Vincent was one of a kind. He was like 6'7". It was just, I was very blessed. Now that I look back on it.
Your man?
No. Okay, so again, if you saw Vincent, you would bust out laughing because he did not give you the aesthetic of what we deem as sexy or handsome, but his spirit was one of a kind. And he was actually very smart. So what happened was, he was a sophomore, he was a year above me. He knew that if he got rid of his roommates, he could have the whole room to himself the whole semester and claim it on his condition. So for the first week of the semester, he was trying so hard to get me to move out of my room. He was like not taking showers, leaving stuff everywhere, like screaming in the middle of the night and all this stuff. But my old thirsty ass didn't want to leave because my room was across the room from my hot ass RA. Shout out to Ross. Oh, he was so fine. He was a Kappa girl. I don't know if you know.
Every time I've been to Ross, the clothes have been on the floor.
Shut up. Ross was so fine. So I put up with Vincent's. This is how any man that dates me in the future, you know I'm a dedicated asshole. Because I went through a week of torture with Vincent in order to see my RA. But needless to say, once we got over that, He was brilliant. He was a mathematician. He could solve any problem. I remember he used to like race the professor in class, and the professor would be like calculating on the calculator, and Vincent up there just on the board doing it by hand, just killing it and stuff like that. All these people with mental disorders, we look down on them and make them feel like, oh, they're lesser than or whatever, when they're actually the ones that are achieving their goals or maximizing their potential. We all sit here, I have to use a calculator to do 2 + 2. Like, that's my first thing, to be like, oh my God, let me use a device in order to solve my problems instead of using my freaking head.
But even because I don't even trust myself anymore.
Right, exactly. Like, because we're like,
really for, let me do it again.
Right. That's how I be feeling. I be like second guessing myself, like, well, I know I learned this.
Yeah.
But am I right? But they're the ones actually living and experiencing and sensing things. So y'all need to like reanalyze when you see someone and you want to feel sorry for them for what. Don't feel sorry. We need to be the ones to open our eyes and our brains and say, hey, things can be different and still be great, you know. But yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, sorry, I get real passionate when it comes to stuff like that.
No, me too. Like, because I think about it a lot, and I'm like, think about how many undiagnosed conditions, right? You have, so even with myself, like, I think I do a lot of Googling and stuff, and honestly, sometimes I really do think I'm on certain spectrums, because I know myself and certain tendencies and things that I do in my own behaviors, and sometimes I'll have rituals, like, I have to do certain things. And I'm like, but because it's not diagnosed, I don't let it define me. So I'm not going to go and get, you know what I mean? But some people's parents, or when they're young, it's like, oh, you have ADHD, or you have this, or you have that. And then it becomes you.
Bitch.
And they drug you up.
Bitch. Did you hear about that man? I gotta calm down, y'all, because I'm about to lose it already. The motherfucker, I'm sorry for cussing, but it makes me so upset. The man that came out as he was a gay conversion therapist, and then he came out 20 years later as being gay. I would love to hear because I need time to calm down, so I'm gonna let him speak first. You know, I'm gonna eat my amazing pasta that I cooked. Shout out to Ralph's and the vegan people for making it. Right? It was pretty cute. I might implement a couple vegan dishes into my.
This again. Oh my God.
Okay, you and you got all the food on there
because I told you I've been up for like so long, and it's like
he's tired, y'all. He's exhausted. But
I'm wired.
Okay, so what is your take on Mr. I want you to not be gay, but I'm gay, and I ruined your life, and I probably caused you to want to commit suicide, and I probably caused so much heartache and so much pain to all of these little kids, all for him to just turn around and then be glorified and get an interview on People magazine and all these things, all these amazing people around the world doing all these amazing things, and this guy gets an article glorifying the fact that his company told kids because of who they were that they were wrong and that they were a sin to God and that they were. This is my issue. And it's always like this. It's always the people that be the main haters, that be the main people being gay or wanting to be with black people. The main people like, I don't like black guys, be the main ones.
Wasn't that BBC?
Main ones. Main ones. That's my biggest frustration. It's like, what do you have to... And
keep going, because you
But my thing is, okay, it's great that you feel bad and you have remorse. But what do you have to say for the people that you affected their lives?
Already.
What do you have to say?
It wasn't like, oh, I was like this. I was misunderstood for a year or something. No, it was 20 years.
This is before some of y'all was born. This man has been telling people that they are bad people because of their sexual orientation.
And sometimes they do, some of them are really bad where they have
electroshock therapy and all that stuff like that.
Actual physical pain to condition you into, you know.
I remember I went to therapy when I was younger.
It's all based on religion.
Based off of my sexual orientation. But I kind of found it funny because I pretty much told the man up front, I was like, I know what I am is fine and I know what I am is right and you're not going to be able to change that, but I would like a person to talk to. And he was like, I respect that. Because it's like, being gay is not a choice, people.
No.
And you cannot put things on people's head and give them lobotomies and stuff like that for them to not be attracted to it. It just doesn't make sense.
That's horrible, yeah.
So I'm very upset. I told you I was going to let you speak, but obviously I just went on my rampage.
No, I love it.
But it's just stuff like this just don't make sense. And if y'all don't wake up and see like that this is ridiculous, and I don't know what to do because it's like this.
So speaking of then gay conversion and all of that stuff, then how do you think on the opposite spectrum of people who, you know, are like Taylor Swift and who are like saying, you know, I'm an activist, I'm an advocate for the gay community, and I'm promoting this inequality and stuff. But it seems to me like you're just having a bunch of drag queens and gays on display as props in your music video. Like, I need to calm down.
Okay.
Kind of.
So I've been thinking about this for a lot because I was like, okay, clearly, especially at the VMAs, it was very staged, and the producers, maybe because we live in LA and we know how all this stuff works and how the award shows works and stuff like that, it was a very staged thing. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, even the whole show was very gay driven, which as a gay man, I'm so, pan man, I guess now. I'm very happy to see this on TV finally. It's so refreshing to see the LGBT community being appreciated on a major platform like the VMAs on MTV. However, some of it was very not genuine. And I can tell because I'm a part of the community. I know when someone's being authentic and when someone's using us as a marketing tool to gain new fans when they're doing a new campaign.
And I'm sure she's a nice girl.
Yeah, but Katy Perry tried to do this with Bon Appetit. And then when she had that fiasco on SNL with the Migos because they didn't want to perform because there was transgender and drag queens a part of the set, they didn't want them to be a part of it or whatever. And
meanwhile, they be fucking...
but you know what I mean? It's like, they didn't think that through. That's how you can tell it wasn't genuine, in my opinion, because if it was, then she would have fought for the drag queens and the people to have a part of it.
So she'd rather
get Migos to stand up.
Yeah, she'd rather not lose the Migos and get rid of
the gay people. The whole point, of the whole set. That's what the whole theme was.
Stuck to her guns and just been like,
if that's your thing. And maybe she is, but that's what I got from it. And this is, I can say this, guys, because I am a part of the community. They are marketing these things to me the same way as women get marketed bras at Victoria's Secret. It's the same way. So I have the right, I feel, to say.
But this even goes back to even, if we're talking about Katy as an example, I can use any pop girl or anyone as an example of this because we see these examples all the time. But like one of her biggest songs, like I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It. It's like if Todrick Hall would have put that out, which his music is kind of queer centric and it does talk about those concepts. Issues.
Shout out to Todrick.
Yeah, love Todrick Hall. I was actually doing a music video with him like 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Like all of these things, and I met him for the first time. Cracked his knuckles.
Go up, there you go.
And it just, to me, that went mainstream. That got radio play. But it's like, did you really kiss a girl and did you really like it, or was that just
to get people to pay? Oh, it's controversial. Oh, but now, because I remember 10 years ago, when I voted for Obama the first time in 2008, but we had Prop 8, which was the ban against gay rights, and I remember it being such a sad day when it happened, because it was like, it's in 2008 and we haven't progressed as a country. Now it's being used as a ploy to make people buy clothing, like at different department stores, like Forever 21 and stuff like that. It's like, where's the thin line? Like, how do we know? And I hate to say that because I want to believe that everyone's being genuine, but it's difficult to assess because I know that they're not. It's like, I know that there's people up there laughing at us being like, ha ha ha, you're buying that pride shirt, but that money's going towards Trump or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right,
like,
because a lot of these companies are lobbying money
for
those campaigns.
Which makes sense because Trump is a businessman, so the stuff that he's doing would benefit their business, and I get that, but it's just like, but his policies don't necessarily, are not always in line for something that would it's not directed towards the LGBT community, but indirectly it would influence the bad thing that would happen to it. So it's like, how does that make sense? But I don't know.
I have an unpopular opinion too about the whole thing. I don't know if it was Forever 21 or one of these stores, every day it's something new that people are boycotting. So I looked into Forever 21. Found out, I guess, Forever 21 or whatever is giving money towards Trump's campaign, right?
Oh, are they?
Or something. I don't know if it was specifically them. I forget. Every day it's something, right? But I'll use them as an example. Fine. Am I still going to shop there? Yeah. Because honestly, here's what it comes down to. it's business. That doesn't mean there could be gay people working for Forever 21 at the top. There could be
we know.
actually not even voting for Trump. But at the end of the day, if they think that he is going to win, which I knew he was going to win the first time, if they think he's going to win a second time, they're not going to screw themselves over business-wise and tax-wise. Oh, let's just donate to his little campaign.
Yeah.
Get a little backlash. That way, when he gets reelected, he doesn't screw us over when it comes to tax season. Because in the event that he is going to get reelected, which obviously, as you see, there's a chance. It's a business move. So, honestly, if you really want to stop shopping there or then everyone has to come together and just stop. But it's like people want to just talk on social media and not actually do anything about it. That's why I'm like, to me, that's the right business move to do.
Right. Well, in my head, I've said, and it's so funny because I've recently become a patron to my boy Quadir. So shout out to Quadir Howard, Don Sablon, amazing guy. But he brought up this topic about if we eliminate like titles of politics, like labels of being a Democrat, a Republican, a moderate, and that kind of stuff too. And I expanded on it a little bit. Imagine like going to vote and you didn't see no campaign or no like candidates. You just saw policies, and they clearly explained exactly what each policy stated. If you can't read it, then you got a video to explain it. If you can't see, then they got an audio person to say it, so that everybody understands what the policy is, and then you vote on that policy, and then from there, they tally up the votes, and whoever was aligned with that policy is the person that is elected in office. You'll be very surprised at the amount of people that would be given a chance based off of what they promised policy-wise and not based off of what party they're affiliated with.
So, I was in college, and there was literally Latinos for Trump.
Blacks for
Jews
Trump.
for Trump. Blacks for Trump. All that stuff, right? So, this is an amazing idea because this one girl, she was like, well, I'm Jewish, and I don't even like Trump. And she had gay dads, too. She was like, my dads don't even like Trump. But we're Republicans, so this is the only option we have. Really?
It's like, no, that's
you
not.
You are that loyal to like the title of Republican that you have to vote. So you don't like his
policies, but you'll vote for him because it says he's a Republican, and that's the issue. But this is on purpose because they want to keep everybody divided, and then they can control whatever they want. But it's like, guys, we have all of these people in the United States, and we just sat our asses down for 30 minutes a day and read what we're voting on. It solves everything, but we want to sit there on Snapchat and Instagram all day. It's like, come on, people. I know it's hard, and you're like, we can't do it. But us looking the other way is just as bad as us being the literal bomb and bombing Syria. How about that? Us not doing anything about it, the saying, hey, this is not okay, we don't want to kill innocent people, it's just as bad as the people actually killing the innocent people because we're not doing anything to change it. And I'm using this platform to let y'all know, if y'all have any ideas, you want to brainstorm with me on ways to figure out how to cause reform in not only this country, but the world, something has got to change because that's part of the reason why I haven't tried to settle down and start a family. Because I'm not bringing in no kids into this world when it's crazy. I do not know if I can walk outside tomorrow and my child will be safe, or if there's going to be someone with a gun go, boom, just because, I just wanted to wake up and start shooting people today. But what did they say is more deaths in the U.S., mass shootings than days in the U.S. in 2019? Yeah, so... Don't even make sense.
I didn't post about this on social media or talk about it because I told a few people, like my brother and stuff, like right when it happened. But I was actually down the street from here. There's a restaurant, a lounge, a little bar stuff, and it's new and stuff. Anyway, I'm wrapping everything up. I'm outside waiting for my sister to come back. She was in the bathroom, and I was outside of my car. Couldn't get in because she had my keys, and I was waiting for her to come out. Literally, there was a drive-by shooting 2 weeks ago. And all the employees, they ran out, and And guess who they were targeting? A homeless man, of all things.
That's crazy. Okay,
gunned down,
breathe, y'all.
Dead, right in front of us. And I quickly, my sister ran out and couldn't find it. It was crazy. Right over here, right. Like I'll tell you the name after. Like
I don't. Ooh,
and so
it just hits you differently when it's like.
And my thing was, do you think about how much wealth and power and people? And you're just literally you're not safe anywhere in the world. And that just put it in perspective for me. And I'm a little bit shooken up still about that situation. I don't know what to
I'm sorry that it triggered that, but it's like, that sucks. Because I don't want to hear from my friends that, oh, I was involved in a drive-by shooting. Like, that's not something pleasant that we want to hear. But then everyone's like, it's not the guns, it's the people. Well, all I know is in Australia, when they had a massacre and they just said no more, they haven't had none. So I'm looking at results. I'm not looking at
a knife
this
fight
person.
and a gunfight. I mean,
but you know what I mean? Like, that's a literal result. You know what I mean? So it's great that you think this or your theory is this versus this other theory, but I'm looking for results.
But why can't we try it? You know what I mean? It's like people...
That's the thing. Nobody don't want
to try it.
Everybody's so
You see how they're mad at Walmart because Walmart was like, we're not going to sell guns anymore in our stores. And so many people got mad at that.
Which I understand that people feel like it's their right to bear arms. And I get that. But y'all... I feel like, for instance, I don't know if I shared this with you, but one of my old dance teammates from college was involved in the Parkland shooting in Florida. And that was about almost 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years ago this February. And she was pregnant at the time. And she now cannot teach anymore. So we went to UF together for teaching, she went to school for 5 years. I only went for 4. To get a teaching degree, to not now be able to use that teaching degree because she has a phobia of even walking into a classroom. We went to eat out at a restaurant, and she said, I have to be positioned so I can see the exit because and she has a baby, y'all. Yeah. So you think, you're like, oh, this makes sense. This makes sense because they said this. But it's not until you live it or you know someone that's lived through it till you understand this is why we're requesting, please try an alternative. Because I don't like to see my close friends having phobias of going places or trying to live their life out of fear that someone is going to try to hurt them. And why do we have to...
It's so crazy because I used to be laughed at, by my friend. And that's why I don't really talk about all that stuff. Because literally anywhere I go, like I went to the movies yesterday, I went to go see it in Chapter 2, and literally anywhere I go, I'm looking at what's my exit plan. And I shouldn't have to think like that. I should be able to enjoy myself. And it's like I'm trying to position myself in certain places of the theater. I'm like, if somebody comes in here and starts shooting up the place, at least I'll have time to duck down or I don't know. But it's like you're trapped. You know what I mean? I'm like thinking of what is my exit plan wherever I go.
Right.
That's crazy.
So what we're going to do is that we're going to use our influence and culture to help create this new generation. I'm really excited for it. I keep talking about the kids, y'all, but I really do love the kids. I just see them like...
They're going to pop you some out.
Well, not mine, but like I would love to have like... I don't know. I just want them to know that they have the power to really change the shit. Like, we've seen it a couple times in the past. Like, in the 60s, they were, like, the hippie generations. And, like, there's always been, like, these little glimpses of really cool waves of just people that just get it. I would even say, like, the 2001 to 2004 era, even in pop music with, like, Outkast and Eve and No Doubt and... I don't know. It's just, like, people were just, like, let's vibe and have a good time. There's no reason for all this BS. I think this next generation is that's the one thing I can always say about that, and I love that. Yeah. But I want to end the video on not a positive note, but on this T note.
Ooh,
so
I love
you said something earlier so Nicki Minaj announced that she was retiring, but then she kind of retracted a little bit and said that she wants to address it on Queen radio station. Right. And she misspoke, and she shouldn't have said that, and she's sorry for upsetting the fans, which is cute, great. Mind you, y'all, I'm not the biggest Nicki fan, but I do think she looked amazing in the Hot Girl Summer video. I really like the way
gorgeous.
I like that. I will give you that, Nikki. I haven't been your biggest fan lately, but she been killing
them with the green, the wig.
Yeah, so I was like, let me give you that.
She's literally stealing Asian Doll's wig.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So first I will say this.
So what's the tea? That's what I wanted to ask. What is the tea with Nicki Minaj? Since Jared always seems to know the industry tea, and he's a little sorcerer.
So Nicki Minaj is a crock of shit, first of all. I'm going to start with that. Nicki Minaj is a crock of shit because it's like you position yourself. First of all, let's start with this before I get into that.
Wait, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna make sure the camera's going because if anything, this is gonna be the best part of the video. Besides all the amazing knowledge and stuff that we just dropped on you, this is gonna be the stuff that make people watch my video since everybody loved the Chisme and the stuff. So let me double check.
You know me, I'm always going just keep it real. I don't give a fuck because it's like, is stupid hoe paying my bills? Like,
okay, cool. Okay, all right. Oh shit! All right, here we go. All right, so let's see.
So first of all, Nicki Minaj positioned herself many years ago when she was coming out to shit on Lil' Kim and say, you're washed up, you're this, poking jabs, all this. There was a point in time where the industry literally turned over on Lil' Kim. Mm-hmm. And I mean everybody. Mm-hmm. So to those of you who are fans of Beyonce and stuff out there, who do you think Queen Bee is? That's Lil' Kim. That's not Beyonce. Mm-hmm. But because of everyone was against and Nicki started that, because Lil' Kim used to be so respected.
Mm-hmm. She still is.
Beyonce, no, she is, and I'm gonna get to that. Beyonce even was shady and was like, I'm gonna take her stuff because she's washed up too. They were really on one. Mm-hmm. Ironically, the industry finally flipped and Nicki's finally getting her karma. So all this stuff that she's talking about, trust me, I'm like a fan of Nicki Minaj's work. I love what she's done. I think that she should have won a Grammy for Anaconda.
That was a big song.
I mean,
that was a really big song. I'll give her that.
How has Nicki Minaj never had a number one? Mm-hmm. That's because of the things and the moves she makes behind the scenes. That's just facts and what it is. I
think it's a very similar like Monique situation. Yeah. It's like they're so talented and I want them to do well, but it's like the little kid that cried wolf. There's just so many times where you can't like try people.
Her husband.
Well, that's what
messing her up.
But it's like
you're telling her.
You can't try people and then expect like something bad to not retaliate. And it's not a Nicki versus Cardi thing, but that was just one example of thank goodness that Cardi B doesn't give a fuck and actually will go vocal about the situations. But I'm pretty sure this hit because you remember Nicki had the issue with Mariah Carey in like 2011 or 12 or something like that.
And I saw them entering when they did American Idol. I was going to school at that time. I literally saw Mariah Carey. She got out the Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, walking to the school. Wasn't in Hollywood, by the way. It was in Northridge. They just, they put Hollywood. It's not Hollywood. It's Northridge. Then Nicki Minaj this lady had to turn sideways to get into the door?
What do you mean?
She literally turned sideways and then shifted back to get into the door. Nicki Minaj.
I don't understand why, because her butt was too big?
Yes. Her hips were that big that if she would have rubbed up against the sides of that. So that's what I'm saying is that it was the constant men in her ear. You have to look like this. And she started to believe it. So the more and more surgeries that she kept getting now, but then back then it was like a big ass and big titties, small waist, all that. Now it's like, I want to be thick. And she keeps getting surgery after surgery after surgery, trying to keep up with this person.
Well, it's not just her. There's a lot of girls in the industry.
No, of course. But like, at the end of the day, the reason why we're speaking on her is because if you say you're the queen, you're at the top and stuff, like, obviously you're going to have to fall under harsher critique because you are claiming to be at the top and you're claiming to be the queen. So what she's doing now, because you remember how she told Lil' Kim, I'm only gonna I don't respond to bitches unless I see you on Billboard. When I see you on Billboard is when I'll respond to you. Cardi's on Billboard.
Right.
She's been on Billboard. Crickets.
My thing, I always said they should have went on tour. That would have made the most sense to me. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B should have. But it wasn't gonna work because Nicki is a lyricist. Yes, she has writers, so don't believe she's the only one. But at the end of the day, she get her flow. She does write. So when you have Cardi, someone who does not write, Nicki's like, I'm not doing that. Because she feels like it demeans
that
her.
level so fast.
I get that, but she also
like
not selling the tickets either. So it's like, do you want to promote your brand? I don't care if you're the best lyricist or this. Do you want to keep having a career?
But even when
if you're a queen.
Even when Nicki was dissing Remy Ma when she came, when I don't need no frauds. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Do you really think that Nicki Minaj wrote that? Starr wrote that. She wrote that whole song. That entire record she wrote. So when she said in the song that, we don't make diss records, we make hit records over here, that's what Cardi's doing. Whether she's writing them or not, they play in the club. So why wouldn't you tour with her? Yes,
That's what I was saying.
Lyricist wise, Nicki Minaj. Obviously, you'd be an idiot. Like,
but it's like also Nicki Minaj also has songs like Starships, No Shade, or like. But it's like those songs can be on the tour. You can do like the hits tour, and then only do like the mainstream stuff. I don't know. I'm just such a I don't want to say I am an optimistic person, but I just always see like the strategy behind it. Like instead of fighting at the Harper's Bazaar party, y'all should have been having a little meeting about how you could have even did one concert together, even if not a tour.
They were putting it in her head that there's no other rap bitches out, there's no other just females out, like you were going to be the only one. And if you think about it, Nicki had an amazing run for a 10-year reign in this business with no one touching or challenging her spot. But it's like, she's still inauthentic and not real, because at the end of the day, we don't really know the real her. Because instead of going on Queen Radio and talking shit, actually go on there and be real, or go on. Every time I see her on Instagram Live, why is her face beat? Why does she have a wig on? We want to see in this generation Cardi B going on early in the morning with her coffee mug. And I just saw live just like that. She's like, "Oh yeah, no, I'm not drinking liquor."
That's why she's that's why she's winning, because it's relatable. That's what people like to see.
Just like in perfect lighting and ring light.
Underdog mentality. This has been something that I've always had since I've been a little kid. I've always wanted to see that person that if people would overlook just the gimmicks and just see like the true gems. I'm not saying that Cardi B's the best artist, but it's definitely cool, like you said. Like sometimes we work a lot. Like he said, he's been up for 36 hours, so we feel that beat sometimes when we wake up. And so to see somebody else that we deem as, making it right now in that same space, it's like, oh, okay, it's okay for us to look a little ratchet sometimes, or wake up looking a little.
Or she'll talk about, like, I remember one thing, she was like, oh yeah, Offset, she was on live and showing him playing the game and stuff, and then she literally was like, y'all, she was like, then she turned the camera around, she had on the compression bra, so she was like, my titties haven't dropped yet, I just got them redone, like, and my tummy tuck is still tight, but like, I'll be back to performing soon. Like, now we can't use the surgery against you because you're being honest about it.
And
we
transparent
can see it,
right.
And it's like, great, cool, because we can see you got work, but when you be like,
you're
transparent, had any surgeries,
it's like,
but no, because you were flat chested and didn't have, like, what do you mean you haven't had any surgery?
But I think, and I don't. We could do a whole video about this, but I think Nicki Minaj uses always the stance on, well, I write my music, and my thing is, as a recording artist, I think there's multiple factors beyond just the music that makes the artist successful. I do think Nicki Minaj's catalog is amazing, and there's so many songs that even if I don't prefer her, I still have on my playlist to this day that she's on. So I get that, but beyond that, there's the likability factor.
It's just not there.
Merchandise and
that's
stuff.
Not
and
there
there's
either.
other things
like let's hope that this Fendi collection
sells and stuff like that make artists. For instance, Halsey. She is not a great singer in my opinion, but she has a lot of other great factors that make her what she is in her category.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
And the real tea is, and that's the crazy thing, and they, oh my God, people don't even realize they use so much. It's not even like auto-tune, they melodyne.
Oh, that's what I always tell Mikey. See, Mikey, I told you. He was like, what do you mean?
Well,
and I was like,
her vocals aren't even her.
Well,
somebody else.
That's
and
the same
they
thing
also
with
have
Selena
a tool called Vocaline. I don't care. I tell everybody what it is because everyone should know it's transparency. Just because you don't hear the auto-tune or you don't. Sometimes it's not even the singer singing.
But it's about the record. I kind of get it
Past That by Jeremiah. That's not Jeremiah singing. It's Stara pitched to sound like Jeremiah. Listen to it. Just saying. And
I remember that too for one of Britney Spears' songs. One of my favorite Britney songs. It's called "Break the Ice." And if you listen to the chorus, you'll hear Carrie Hilson singing like literally the whole chorus. I'm like, I mean, the same thing with J-Lo and Christina Milian. I mean, this has been going on for years.
It's been going on for years.
So it's not a thing, but it's just like kind of being
about Halsey though. Woo, she writes.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. So Halsey, she gets really high. She does a lot of drugs. I think this is like a known thing.
Well, yeah, because she was on the beach with G-Eazy. I remember that.
They do.
I kind of liked it, though. I mean, I
love them together.
I don't condone it, but it was just like, I like that they just kind of didn't care. Because why should we care, guys?
And they announced
These people are doing it all the time.
Yeah.
We get people smuggling millions of dollars of drugs into the U.S. every single day. So let's not pretend that people don't do drugs. So why are you making this a big deal when, you know, you're probably sourcing it to them and trying to pretend, oh, the same newspaper, oh. And then they're the ones investing into these cities. I don't know. But
all the new Halsey stuff you're hearing, that's like new, but anything from her first album ever, that was recorded 6 years ago.
Oh, really? See, I only heard about her when she did.
Old. Yeah, she just got stupid high in the studio. Just would, like, literally go in there and just...
That's the move.
And it would make amazing music. And
because that's what a recording artist is. It's not a singer, guys. Singing is a component of being a recording artist.
Me, a good engineer will take you far.
Right. So don't mistake that. You probably see like on American Idol, even though those shows are fake and stuff. Stop. Can you do it? Can you do it? Listen, do the impersonation because I tell my friend.
Yeah. So it goes. When she said, she said, the stockies. Do it for fun. Don't take it personal. Personally, I supposed to. It's like
what is that accent?
I say,
what is the accent
on these?
It's like this. It's like a folky, like British thing. I never understood. Even with Khalid, and y'all know I love Khalid, but it's like this weird. Or even a lot of them do it. This new British folky accent thing.
Yeah.
What is this coming from? Like, I don't get it.
But I feel like too, it's like a part of your sound. Like, because then I'm realizing too, like, damn, like my talking voice isn't my like
actual voice. The same thing with here, but it's a thing.
And so many people ask like, "Oh, is that you on the record?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." Like, why would I be showing this to you? But then now that I'm really actually thinking about it, like, yeah, I put a little twang because it sounds dope. Like that's my
recording artist. So,
but with her, they do a little bit too, like. It's not even just the accent. It's like the way that they pitch it, though. It's like
you hear the little flutters and stuff that make it.
It's like it's very BB Rexa. It's very just like you know.
I like BB. I'm not a big
Miami.
Stop. I'm not a big fan of her newer stuff.
Listen, BB Rexa because she's a dope writer. Like she can actually write.
And she's been in the game for a minute.
Like, some people sound really dope through autotune, and she's one of them.
Well, I feel like they did my girl Esther Dean wrong too because I feel like she was writing.
Girl.
Yeah, no, they not. Now look at Lizzo.
But the difference
that could have been Esther Dean.
Lizzo, she's twerking, she's playing the flute. Also you have to understand how she came in. Like Lizzo was more of like the band, geeky, that type. Esther Dean was more of the hood, but like
swaggy.
I can write dope, and that wasn't gonna sell for that because
it's already too good.
And it's too good. And then we already have Missy Elliott, so it's like
I miss Esther Dean record. She did the last record I know that she did was "He Like That" by Fifth Harmony, and that song didn't do that big, but I wish it did because I even didn't appreciate it until like a couple months later. I'm like, this is a vibe. I understood what she was going with it. But maybe people just don't get it sometimes. Maybe because that often happens in the industry. There's so many acts. We have a lot of friends that like have really dope things and they're almost there, but they just don't catch on for some reason. Mm-hmm. But I just hope y'all like stay resilient and don't give up because like Esther Dean could have another comeback like in 2020.
I was in the studio with Esther Dean.
Well, there we go. Yeah. So Esther Dean is clearly still working.
Was there.
So
yeah. Literally.
Well, the people are working, so it's just let's give them a chance to flourish. Let's give them a chance to give that because everybody haven't come back now. The Jonas Brothers, Hillary Duff come back with Lizzie McGuire and all this stuff.
Yeah, so I always call her Hillary Drug, but like no, she wasn't. She was one of the ones. It's a joke because it's like she was one of the ones. Her and Raven. I don't care what you guys think about it. Don't care. I'm not here for your opinions. Screw them. I love Raven. So them two literally are just
no matter what they did, at least if they kept their shit in private.
That dark path. I mean, maybe they did, but we never.
But they kept it in private, and that's what I respect. You can do whatever you want to do behind closed doors, but then you can't get mad when you go in front of people and then something gets exposed. But for them, they knew how to keep their stuff under wraps, and then you can't. I remember like Hillary Duff just got yelled at because she was breastfeeding her child, and I reposted. I was like, well, if that's the worst thing that you can say about a woman, taking care of her child, then that's okay. you know, boo-hoo.
That's
like,
not...
you know, how dare she take care of her
people have
child.
a problem with that, but I'm just...
That's a whole nother video, too,
Yeah.
because y'all are freaking idiots, and you need to be talking about your creepy-ass husbands that are staring at these women breastfeeding their child and getting turned on by that, because that's the issue. It's nothing wrong about giving nourishment to your child.
Oh, yeah. Like,
And if you don't like it, then you can turn the other way and let these women feed their children. We're human beings. We're not at the mall to go shopping. We're at the mall to be with our friends and family. So they come as a priority. So if you don't want to look, turn the other way.
literally, my old manager, I just saw an article today that came out, and, like, he's a pedophile.
Okay. Well...
And
a lot of people, like Dave Chappelle said.
Oh my god! Like,
but did you see
it
his
was a
special?
photo of him coming out of? No, I haven't seen it yet.
You gotta watch that one. Y'all
My
do
sister
too.
keeps saying.
He goes there, but I think it's good because we've been so politically correct recently, and even for myself, I feel like I be talking with my friends. I'm like, can I say that on Cheat Day Chisme without feeling like I'm gonna offend somebody? Bump that. This is my platform, and this is what I'm using my YouTube for. And I know I'm not saying anything anyone else hasn't said already before, and that doesn't make sense. If y'all just listen to me, please, you will understand. I don't just be ranting out of my ass for no reason. I'm saying stuff that makes sense. You just gotta listen. Literally listen. That's all I ask. Because it's like just stuff don't be adding up or make sense, and we're just supposed to sit here and be like, oh, okay, sure, yeah,
And just accept it.
yeah, accept it. No, I refuse. I'm not gonna do that. So that's where I'm at. I don't know where y'all at.
Always.
But I see you. He sort of liked the food.
No, I loved it.
He loves
actually.
it.
If you feel my stomach right now, it's hard. Like,
Yeah,
I'm full.
I'm the one that eats a lot. But would you like me to make this for you again?
I would love for you to
Okay,
make.
cool.
Actually, if you have a to-go container, I would like to take this.
I actually do, y'all, because
Oh my God,
I love my
really?
friends like that. So I'm
Me-
like, but go subscribe to his channel. Give him another 100,000 so he can get to 200,000 within by 2020.
I would love
Let's
that.
make it happen.
Mhm.
Thank you again for coming.
My pleasure.
Can't wait to see all the new stuff in the works. We'll be talking. And with that being said, y'all subscribe, share, turn on the notification bell, do all that you already know. And I will talk to y'all next week with another cool episode of Cheat Day Chisme. I love y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Subscribe, ho.